interracial dating a trend, fetish, or for love? Is it genuine? Why is Megan Thee Stallion?
Who's that? Who's that?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, the transgender.
No. Transgender girl in America.
Bro, really?
She's transgender. I don't care. I bet you on my life.
Okay,
let's bet.
But I don't know that. I just know that she's the girl who sang Hot Girl Summer, right?
Anyway,
exactly.
The one that was twerking.
Apparently, she's dating this white guy called G-Eazy, and somebody was saying she's such a black queen. Like, why would she go for this white guy G-Eazy? So this is the question. Like, why are people still so hung up 2020 about interracial relationships?
Michael?
Fuck off.
Oh, Michael. Do you have first hand?
No. Personally, for me, I just feel, I don't know why you mentioned my name, by the way, but I guess you just need a smart answer. But I've always kind of felt a certain type of way when it comes to love. Like, when I hear people say black love and all of that, that's all well and good, but I feel some type of way. I just don't feel like love has a color. I don't feel like interracial.
So we shouldn't celebrate #Black Love.
No, that's cool. If that's your thing, do your thing. But I'm saying that why should love have? If white people started posting white love, how would you feel like that?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, just because you're
you don't give a fuck about anything.
If you're pro-black doesn't mean you're hating against other races. You might just be pro-black.
I just think it's a beautiful thing that we have now reached. The world has now reached a place of consciousness now where people of different races can date one another without having to think or overthink.
That's lies. Lies.
Bruv, it's a beautiful thing.
Lies,
because you know what? The most popular growing race at the moment is mixed race, right? Mm. I think that's a very beautiful thing that the world is starting to understand, that we are not separated by the color of our skin. Like, who gives a fuck if it's interracial? So what?
Have you dated out of your race? Don't say it with your chest. No.
Of course, 100%. Listen. I am at a stage in my life where love is love, right? Love is love. I want.
Come on,
motherfucker. Somebody grab me a towel.
Lisa, have you dated outside of your race?
To be honest, I've never, but
yeah,
it's not a problem. I don't see
Why
it as a problem.
Why haven't you though? Is it because somebody hasn't approached you outside of your race?
No, there's Bearman approached me.
Okay. So what is it then? What is it then?
No, you know what? Because I'm only single. I only been single 1 year ago. So whenever they're
that's
approaching me, I've always been in a relationship. No, I've always been in a relationship.
Yeah. And with a black man. Also,
yeah, black man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jamaican.
Caribbean or
no,
African.
Mixed race.
No. Oh, there you go. So
it's still knows I'm joking. Jamaican.
Oh, Jamaican.
Okay. No, just because a lot of Jamaican girls are going for African guys these days, so I'm just saying.
Is it?
Okay.
Everybody wants themselves an African man, innit?
Oh, please.
Is it? Okay.
I'm just saying, innit?
Chantel, have you dated
Wait.
This one is too confident, you know?
Look at his face. He's confused.
What is it like? What's going on?
Wait, Chantel, where are you from?
Jamaica.
Fully Jamaican?
Well, I'm 3/4 Jamaica and 1/4 Irish.
Okay.
So me personally, I haven't dated any other race other than a black man.
Okay.
And that's just my preference. As simple as that, really. I mean, I could go deep into why.
Go on.
Have you been influenced by your upbringing? Have you been brought up mainly by your black side?
Well, for me, just to be a bit transparent, I recognise that I'm very fair. Which means if I was to date outside of my race, I feel my blackness could potentially be diluted. Because if I was to go... No, hold on, let me elaborate. If I were to date someone outside of my race, I feel that the blackness within my children could be quite lost because I'm so fair.
So your definition of blackness is the skin complexion?
No. It's just I just feel that if
culturally, like how they've been brought up and everything.
What has culture got to do with skin colour?
Okay, so let me just give you an example.
Digging.
So when I have family members who have dated, say like a
Caucasian,
and their children no longer look like they have any black in them.
Okay.
And so for me, my blackness is very important to me. I am pro-black, not anti-white, but very pro-black.
What does blackness mean to you? Like, what does that mean when you say my blackness?
It's a feeling. It's a connection to where I come from, and I'm very proud of my black heritage. And for me, it's just a personal thing. I don't want to look at my children and feel that they don't look black, because it's a reality of my family.
How they would
So,
be judged
I
outside
say
of your
this,
house
right?
and stuff.
So obviously I'm a dark-skinned man. I have a daughter who is dark-skinned. She lives in the countryside. She goes to a private school, predominantly white. She's probably one of 5 black kids in the entire school. In the beginning, my concern was, is this girl, like, she come home and start dancing some funny type of way, you know what I mean? playing some, she plays a different type of music, when she talks about her school crushes, they're not black, because she has a very limited choice. However, she is the most proud black child I have ever seen. Her school knows she's Ghanaian and Caribbean, from half Asian, part Jamaican. They know about her food. They have special days where she's supposed to bring in, we travel, we go to the Caribbean, we go to Africa. She brings stuff back. She teaches the school. Everybody knows she likes to wear her hair out in an afro, take it to school. She is very, very, very proud to be black. I had to sit back and look at my daughter and redefine what it means to be black. Because I was basing just because I grew up in South London, I was around a lot more black people. And so my idea of what blackness looked like is completely different to what my daughter's blackness looks like.
Yeah, but don't you think
she is black.
But don't you think as she gets older, she's now in this environment, you've given, because you put her in this type of school where there's only 5 other options, and maybe not all of them are even male, if she continues that on, she's going to find more preference in a white man when she gets older.
I think so too.
But that has nothing to do
So
with her
how would
blackness.
you feel though? How would you feel if
I've gotten over it.
If she chose a white man?
I've gotten over it, because
marry?
I'm at a stage in my life where my mind is a little bit more open than that.
Well, I think for me, I had real struggles with my identity growing up.
Right.
Real struggles. My mum is very pro-black. She's a Jamaican woman. And my mum is like, you're black, you're black. When I went to school, I didn't look like the other black girls. I would come home every day and cry that I didn't look black.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that I looked black enough.
Right.
Now, I'm at the age, I love how I look now. I've accepted it. But for me, how you look is a massive part of your identity. We can't sit here and say that colour is not important.
But how you look is how you look.
How
You had no say in
I
that.
had no say in that.
Right.
But
So
for
you're
me,
dead.
it's like I know how I felt coming from a pro-black family, but I didn't even look like the traditional black girls.
But isn't that...
For me, I think I have the right to hold on to the little bit of blackness that I have in my skin. So for me, I don't really know how I feel about having a child who is even less black visually than me.
But that, I feel like that is part of the problem that you felt growing up.
Yeah, definitely
and
was
you're
a
only going
problem,
to perpetuate that problem because you felt a certain type of way because you were lighter than the others, that you felt you weren't black enough. Right, but
To fit in.
but we have to at some point put a lid on that ideology that it's the color of your skin that makes you black. Being
Okay,
black.
question.
Like,
If you
it
have a
can't be
child,
limited to the
yeah,
color
if
of
you
your
have a
skin.
child with a black man,
Yeah.
and then your child grows up and says,
Damn right.
here's this white guy, his name's Charlie.
Oh, that is
And
fine. That is
so how would
absolutely
you
fine.
feel? How-
That is their business.
Okay.
I speak for me, and I don't want to run away from how I feel. I think it's important that we identify that.
Yeah.
For me, identity, and when I go to parts of Africa and I see black people, the majority of us, when you're black, you look black. Do you know what I mean? And so that is definitely a part of your identity. But for me, all I can say is I did not feel I struggled with my identity. Now I'm at peace with it. But I just feel
So
that...
you don't think that will rub off on your child when you get older? Don't you think when your child's growing, you're going to somehow, some which way, say to them, choose a black man? Like, there's going to be a preference.
I think
in
we
your
nudge.
teaching.
I think we nudge.
I think we do as
We
parents.
definitely
I don't know, because I think what's important, what you have said, is that when you get to a certain level within your life, the black options become less and less and less. And no, but I think when
Is that what I said?
Well, no, I don't
didn't
mean
say that.
Listen.
no, hold on, let me say.
I just said I
No,
expanded.
hold on. I was referencing school.
I
When-
opened
yeah,
it up.
I was referencing school. So when you said that the schools that your daughter goes to, there's not many black children.
Right.
I imagine she's in a very good school, right? Okay, so when you look at the stats, there's not many black children
Right.
in those types of schools.
Right.
Facts.
So I know the lifestyle that I'm building for me, and so perhaps in the education system, maybe my children won't see many people. in
Michael, did you actually
not
teach
true.
your daughter? Did you actually teach your daughter about black culture? Because I'm really worried. Because my daughter, she goes to school in Surrey, and she started coming on. Oh, mommy, I want to be blonde. And
No.
in her class, she's the only black child.
think-
And she's like, mommy, I want to be blonde. I want to have blonde skin. I'm like, what do you mean blonde skin? She's like, light skin. And I'm like,
That's cute.
blonde skin. I've never seen that. Like,
That is cute. That is
I think
cute.
what's quite scary is when, like, I grew up in Bermondsey, which is a predominantly white area, yeah. So for me, I knew exactly what you're talking about. I grew up with that concept. Like the first woman that I saw with, attraction was Pamela Anderson. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I didn't like black girls.
She's from Birmingham?
No.
Didn't like
I didn't even know that.
Baywatch it. You see what Baywatch, right?
So what I'm trying to say is basically
You didn't like black girls.
my first form of attraction, because of where I grew up, was Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I mean, with what you just said now, you don't really mind what your daughter does in terms of, but you're more focused on.
I want her to be happy.
Okay, cool.
Right.
That's
I'm
fair.
talking
That's
about what
fair.
I want for me.
Sure, that's
What I
fair.
want for me doesn't matter what anyone else wants for them. I know that the black identity and looking black as well, traditionally, is something
That
I
fucks with me, the looking black
Like,
thing.
it's fine.
Do you
But
know what?
Okay, you think it's all about the skin in it.
Yeah, because the reason it fucks with me is because my older sister, she's mixed race, right? Her mum's white. We have the same dad, and she was raised by her white mum in Germany, and she is very light. But she identifies herself as black. She has a black last name, but she is 10 shades lighter than you.
But she's still
but,
black.
But the point I'm making is, because of that ideology of skin color equals blackness or race, etc. She
does
grew
add
up.
to it, I
She
think.
grew up not being accepted by black people because you're white.
Do you know that
Yeah,
concept?
And at the same time,
That concept-
white people didn't accept her
That concept,
because
that-
she is
that
slightly
concept-
darker.
that's fair. That concept
right?
came from the whole factors. Us black people used to hate each other from slavery. And the light-skinned people used to be the ones that were in the houses.
Yeah.
But black people used to be the ones in the field doing the hardship and labor. So therefore, if she's like, you're talking about skin acceptance, basically what you're saying is skin acceptance. That comes from that whole era of that. Do you understand?
Got it.
Yeah? Go on.
But at what point do we transcend that original thought pattern and say that, okay, cool, we know this is how it used to be, but
it starts with us.
doesn't define
No, it starts with us.
my
because-
blackness, defines my race.
It actually
You know what I'm saying?
It starts with
Of
us.
course, in terms of preference, in terms
Yeah.
of who you want to date,
Preference.
yeah, it's a preference. You
Preference.
can do whatever we can do whatever we want.
Exactly,
Do
but
you know what I'm saying?
it starts with us making a decision for that.
But
Yeah.
to say that it makes my children less black, that's a difficult one for me because my grandfather was Welsh, white. So all of the women on the side of my family, on my mum's side of the family, they're all light skinned. Right? They're all light skinned. I have a granddad who's white, but look at the color of my skin, right? But because of the way, I don't know, maybe I feel that maybe Africans have it slightly easier than Caribbeans, just because we can immediately identify where we come from. So my cousins, even though they are much lighter, when we had conversations, there wasn't this struggle of I am less black because of the color, my complexion.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I hear where you're coming
I just
from.
have always had to defend my blackness my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
so I
tough,
think
that's
that
tough, I feel you.
It's down to
my
her experiences.
issues,
It's your
and I
personal
think that it
experience.
shapes who I am, my experiences, and let's be real, the not positive. The fact that I'm saying I want to go with a black man because of what I want to
I mean,
produce
listen,
is actually quite negative when you're actually...
You're not wrong for that. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
wait. When you actually unpack, it
Yeah.
comes from, I've literally felt I've had to defend my blackness my entire life. But, so for me, it's like, I've always
think-
felt that I wish
I understand.
I
think-
looked more black.
I think
That was
I
my-
think we've digressed in terms of talking about the
Yeah,
relationship
just-
side of
yeah.
things.
I was just gonna say.
Oh yeah.
I was just gonna say.
We got into this,
Yeah.
and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Listen.
I don't want to.
Basically, Mark thinks
you know,
it's not right.
Let me come back
No,
in
no.
here.
Culture.
Because I'm interested.
No.
Mark said
No.
he grew up in
See,
a white area,
yeah,
so he used to date white girls.
And he
No, no,
used
no,
to
no.
see
No,
Pamela
no,
Anderson
not
on the
dates.
bus.
Wait. Let
Preference.
me land. Let me land.
Go on.
Is it still the same now? Has it changed? And why has it changed if it's
Okay, for
changed?
me, alright. Alright. You like
Go to the Go on, let's
I
hear
got
it,
no more
let's hear
drinks,
it.
so I can't hide it.
Take some of mine.
No, alright, cool. The realness of it is this, innit? So me growing up in Bermondsey, I was not attracted to black girls whatsoever. Why? Because that's not in my forefront. That is not my foundation. That's
There's
not my
black girls in
habitat.
Bermondsey. I used to live in
Listen,
Bermondsey.
I'm being real. Listen.
Me used to live in Bermondsey.
Listen, what I'm trying to say.
Which part of Bermondsey did you go? Alright, go on.
Let him land.
Let me keep it real with you, because I'm gonna try and go deep, but try and keep it surface.
Alright, go on.
Alright, cool. Let me even take it deeper than that. Remember, my mom is black, just like everybody.
Yeah.
So, you know, the way our households are shaped is gonna affect a lot of the way we see things outside.
Right.
So, okay, like I said, I went to a white school, grew up in a white neighborhood. There were a few black people, but you know, let me take it to the parent side of things. The way my mom and certain things she used to transcend and put towards me, it kind of made me look at black women in a certain way. It sounds deep.
May I ask what your mum used to say to you?
Hold on. It sounds deep, but I'm Nigerian.
No, I feel you.
Do you understand? So my mum was militant. Do you understand? Militant. You can't be, you know, hear it, anything. Lick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Lick.
lick
Do
of it,
you understand?
yes,
So
yeah.
I grew up looking at black women like they're violent,
Aggressive.
Wow. Do you understand? Not loving,
That's
cold. So when I used to see
Wow.
Tony, you know,
Shut up, Mum.
knock, knock, knock. You know, is Martin coming out? He's not coming out. You go where you're going. He's staying inside reading his book. Oh, your mum's so mean. And I used to stay at the window like, why can't I be like that? You know. So for me, it used to make me think, you know, fuck this shit, because it got deeper. It got deeper because then I used to, you know. No offense to Caucasian people, I used to do the shorts with the loafers, dry ankles, you know what I'm saying? Put mousse in my hair, you know, because I wanted to.
Mousse
I
on
was,
which hair?
no, I'm being serious. Listen, bro, it
No
got
way.
deep.
Wow,
I began to resent.
What, an identity crisis?
Right.
No.
Interesting.
It wasn't that. Listen,
No, I feel you. It's deep. Go.
that's what I'm saying.
no
So
jokes.
cool. So the reality is, like, when you know people around us can make us resent the world.
Yeah.
Do you understand? They can make us. They can confuse our sights and how we really see things. Do you understand? Me and my mum now, our relationship is fine, and now I love black women. You know why? Because I didn't understand at the time. My brain wasn't able to process why she was doing what she was doing.
Right.
So I only saw the negative concept of things, and now that affected everything I did. Do you understand? I saw black girls, I was like, fuck no, fuck no, fuck no, fuck
yes. I don't wanna hear
no. It even digressed into my relationships because I dated, don't get us, but I didn't date white girls particularly, but you know, I did my thing, and it was so much like, yeah, babe, do you want a sandwich? I'm like, yeah, sure, like, make a sandwich. But black girl, like, what do you want? Do you want to eat? Like, no, I'm not making that. Get something for yourself.
Who says that?
Hold on. Listen. Let me. This is personal. Let me just make an example. You have to understand. You have to understand. Listen. You have to understand. You have to understand. At a point in time, white girls.
Is it the Bermondsey black girls?
No, white girls used to love our black boys, and they will do anything. A black girl is. They don't want to do anything. They're tense. They're very like, oh, I don't want to do this. I want to do that.
The girls you met.
No, listen. Look, everybody wants to pussyfoot around and say, oh, I'm not like that. I'm not like that.
No.
But look at the music videos. Yeah. How many dark-skinned girls do you see in the music videos?
Yeah,
I mean,
Hold on. I want to make a point.
Yeah, but there aren't
I want to make a point.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. But you see light-skinned girls and you see Caucasian girls a lot more. Why? Because they're more free to it. Black girls are so tense.
So what does that have to do with cooking?
disagree.
What does that have to do with cooking though?
Let me show you.
I'm going to put my drink down.
Put your drink down. Let me show you what I mean. Let's have a conversation.
I feel the reason that's the case is because the black woman isn't
It's not identified as the soft nature and care.
It's not soft.
Yeah.
I feel like I hear what you said and all of that.
I get it.
Thank you.
All of what you've said.
But wait
all
up
of-
to do the cooking.
One second.
I'll get back to that.
Quickly.
She's holding on to that cooking thing. Look at me. I hit it there.
I think the reason for that is because yes, the majority of the society has portrayed for a very long time black, especially dark-skinned women as aggressive.
But they haven't helped themselves.
No.
They haven't helped themselves.
No.
They haven't helped themselves.
Shut up.
Can we go to
They
the
haven't helped
please?
themselves.
We need help. We need help. Because
Wait,
Can we
they
go to
haven't
the
helped
My
themselves.
views do not represent
Wait.
all of us.
Wait.
Listen, I completely disagree.
You can
I completely
disagree, but my mum and your mum and some of the other, every black woman is different. But do you understand? There is
She's hot.
there is a concept out there that black women have a chip on their shoulder. Let's be honest, because they've got a lot to prove.
No,
All right,
They've got a
let's
lot
go.
to
Wait.
prove.
The reason black women have been portrayed in that way is because they're not a pushover. It's because they will stand up for themselves.
strong, yeah,
it's
yeah.
because they are survivors, right? And so if you come for a black woman and you want to take her for idiot, she's gonna hit back.
Exactly. Amen.
That does not make her
Aggressive.
any less beautiful
Yeah.
than she is. I completely feel your experience.
Yeah.
Your experience is your experience.
Okay.
However, the
help
reason why
themselves.
this conversation even comes up, right, is interracial dating a trend. When the black woman's name is spoken in the public and she's attacked, she doesn't feel like she has anybody to
No one
defend her.
defends
defend
her.
her.
And so she has to stand up for herself and she has to go
Okay.
the extra mile.
Okay, see what?
To
Look,
prove.
look.
Come on, black queen.
Do you know what's really
Mark,
sad?
you know what I find
Do you know
really
what's really?
offended?
You can
Because me love
you
cook
can
for my
feel
man.
offended.
Yeah, me
Me
too.
love cook for my man.
cook
I
for
want
him
to give man the
every
first I say to the
Alright,
baby.
cool.
Every
Do
day.
you know what?
Every
Rice
day.
and peas and some stewed chicken.
Hey,
You can feel
No,
offended.
no,
You can
no.
feel offended, but the reality is there are facts.
he's talking from his experience.
Okay, yeah.
He
That's
comes forward
Let's
with
face
his
it.
experience.
Let's
That is
face
true.
it. Let's
The
face it.
choice is being made.
Listen, we're all entitled to our opinions.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
And we've all faced different experiences,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the experiences that I have personally encountered with black females is different from you.
Yeah.
No,
Do you
and
understand?
100%.
So what I'm trying to say is that I'm not saying all of them.
And I've
are
had
like
the
that.
same experiences
I'm not-
as you.
Exactly.
But
is
I
it
also
okay?
understand that not everybody is
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
but
You
okay,
understand?
now
It's an
if-
individual
okay,
thing.
no, if me
There
and
are
you,
some white girls who ain't gonna make me a sandwich.
Exactly.
Okay? But I don't blast
that's
everybody
just
with
a
the same
general
brush.
saying. What I'm trying to say to you is, at the end of the day, the way, because things have changed and they're always gonna change. Things evolve daily, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, them times, things were like that.
Nah, I feel you.
So now you predominantly
No,
date
the reason
who? Who do you
I
predominantly date now?
I only date black women, but the problem, there's no problem with that. The reason that has happened is because things have changed. I've seen things from a different perspective, and also the relationship with my mother has changed.
Right.
Do you understand?
There you go.
Now,
Right.
what you have to, that's why I kept on saying,
That's
for my
deep.
earlier
That's
point,
deep.
my earlier point is, as much as we want to look outside and start saying this, and that, I'm talking about things that we're overlooking.
Right.
Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, like you said earlier on, you're trying hard to keep on to your, I don't know what it's called, identity and stuff like that. I don't give a fuck what anyone sees me as. Do you understand?
I mean, they can only
entirely-
see you as black, bro.
No, but I black.
Can I just say, though,
Let Chantal
it's
say.
easy for you to say that.
Why is that?
It's easy for a dark person.
No,
who is
But she's
pro-black
mixed race, so, yeah.
and has you don't have any issues like you are a black man.
You told
always
you
been
I
that.
have issues.
No, but I'm just
No,
saying,
but
like,
from the outlook.
in regard to being
Yeah.
a black man, we can see.
I have the most. Listen,
No,
a
but-
black man
no,
has
hold
the
on.
most issues.
But hold on,
Yeah, but
hold on.
talking about identity.
In regards,
Okay, let her land.
when you look in the mirror, you see a black man, right?
Yeah.
Guys,
When you look in the mirror, what do you see?
let her laugh.
Here's
Let
the
her
thing.
laugh.
When I look in the mirror, I think no one understands how much I love black skin.
Guys.
I am in love with black skin, dark skin, beautiful chocolate browns.
What do you rate? How do you rate this
Beautiful
one?
chocolate
That
skin. Beautiful chocolate skin. You need to understand, I've come from a pro-black family. My
So if-
mum is very
So
pro-black.
if you're pro-black, question is, you said you don't really care for, you want your daughter to make her own choice. If I was like speaking,
No, but she
like you-
has to be happy.
Yeah,
Her
she has
happiness and my happiness.
But I think her
don't
happiness
go hand in
sometimes, I
hand.
think, okay, fair enough, yeah,
And they should
true.
go
But
hand
then
in
at the
hand.
same time, I think you have to be aware of, leaving your daughter out to her choices can also be the wrong choices, because at the end of the day, it's your job. We are responsible for what our junior ones and the close ones around us see, because we have to give them knowledge of
I
what
will
it's
give that knowledge.
because in ideal worlds, we all want to go fucking get married in castles, we all want to fucking fly in unicorns, but that shit ain't real.
Unicorns are real.
Oh wow.
We have to be mindful. Like for me personally speaking, if I had a son tomorrow and he said, "Oh, daddy, I want to date a white girl," the first thing I would say to him, I said, "That's fine. What's she about? You know, what her moral values?"
As you would with any race.
Yeah, but then there's a form of, I'll be more comfortable if, and this is me being honest, I'll be more comfortable if it was a black person.
Sure.
Why? Because
Well, of course
automatically there's a line drawn. Yeah. Now I'm not gonna lie. I went on a date, probably the one and only time ever, with a white girl, and fantastic human being. I didn't discriminate in any way. I thought, let me just give it a chance, right?
Did you pay?
Of course I paid, nigga.
Now I'm a nigga.
See, what I'm trying to say is, like, obviously we went on a date, we tried to have banter. The banter was so dry. Why it was dry is because there was nothing, there was no relation.
The problem I have with anything when it comes to dating
Relationships.
The problem I have with anything is when we always try to paint the same brush with everybody else.
Yeah,
Paint everybody else
But
with the same brush.
that's the society.
Because you know, you're talking about black girls. I've had black girls who are willing to serve me, and I've had black girls who haven't been willing to serve, right? And you talk about that experience from your mum and all of that.
And when I speak about mum, let me just clear this up.
I get it.
Listen, my mum's. We'll get back to it.
I get your point. I completely.
As long as you
point.
understand.
No, I completely understand. I'm making the same point from a different perspective. Because my mum was so nurturing, right? Overly nurturing, overly giving, overly serving. My mum, when I grew up in Croydon, right? I've never smoked weed in my life. I never hung out on the street. Not because I'm better than anybody. Bruh, there was jollof rice at home. I'm not hanging out in McDonald's to do nothing. I'm going yard. Do you understand? Because mum will go to work and do 2 jobs, but she'll make sure that there was chicken at home and jollof rice. I ain't got time to be hanging out on the street.
So do you think it's the way you brought up?
Right. So because of the way I was brought up, when I first started going into relationships, I was looking for the lady to be my mum. I was looking for her to clean up after me.
So you just basically
that's what I'm saying. I'm making exactly the same point, because whether we like it or not, what we see at home defines our view of relationships. Do you understand? And so I saw that. And mum was so giving, mum was so serving. And I'll go and meet women, and I'm like, she's no good, because they weren't mum. Right? It took me a while to grow up to the point where I started to understand that nobody's going to be mum.
Wow.
No two women are the same.
Yeah.
Right? And so I needed to start looking at the woman for what she was presenting and serving me as an individual, not in comparison to mum. Because she can never be that.
No, she'll never be mum.
Yeah.
You
And she
understand?
doesn't want to be
But
mum.
it's a standard.
Yeah.
So
it's a standard.
which is unrealistic in the same way that don't expect me to be your dad, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like my daughter, I do everything for my daughter. It is impossible for her to find a man who is going to treat her like me. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, you know what? Am I doing her any good? Because I have created such a high standard for her to look up to that I have to now tell her, she's very young anyway, so I've got time to have these conversations. But I have to be mindful and realistic that your parent is a parent. Do you know what I mean? They are loving you unconditionally. Of course, you want to find a partner who will love you unconditionally, who you can love unconditionally. But whether we like it or not, it is conditional. So that is where we have to individually grow and mature too, where we are able to recognize that and be able to not necessarily look for our mothers or women, fathers, in every potential part.
All right, let me throw this in there. I don't know if
I thought that y'all should have clapped for that.
Oh, wow.
That was some good shit.
Wait, please clap for me, please. Let me throw out there, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, when your like black friends have said, why has this black man sold out and gone with this white woman?
So-
why are these white women taking our black men?
That's
Like,
what sold out just
What
cuts
do you,
me.
But that's
what
what-
do you
that's-
think?
That-
Lisa,
I've
what do you
never,
think
ever,
about
any black girls
girls
say that?
Yeah.
Why is white girls taking our black men? I think that's proper insecurity. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Me personally,
What
I
about
don't think
you,
anybody else
Chantal?
that's
I mean,
insecurity.
you know,
man.
you hear people say it all the time. You know, you hear people say that when black men reach a certain level in their life, they then tend to,
You want yam?
kind
So
of
we're talking about
go
the
for white
guys
girl.
who-
you
the
really
guys
do
who've
hear
made
all-
it professionally or something, usually go for a white woman.
But
it's a
again, I feel
conversation.
some type of way about
It's
that.
a conversation that happens.
Yeah.
However, my thinking, I mean, I can only speak for me.
Yeah.
I believe that there is an abundance out there for me. There's no white woman who can take the man that's right for me.
Yeah.
And so it's just a conversation.
Yeah,
you
it's
hear
not a
it.
white thing
You
or
hear
what.
it a lot,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think it's an issue.
Do you think it's
not a
connected
problem.
back to slavery? Because obviously,
I think it is.
yeah,
100%.
that's why black women are so pressed by that.
I think
Because
that
we're linking it back.
you know what we talked about earlier on about the identity of black, especially darker skinned black women being aggressive, being da 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 da.
Yeah.
Some people have then taken that on and anything. You know, I was with a woman at a certain stage of my life, and at another stage of my life, that relationship was no longer working for the both of us. But I can only speak for myself. It wasn't working for me. Just because I may have moved on doesn't mean I
To a
sold.
different race, you
It
mean?
doesn't matter.
It does matter because this is a topic.
Sure.
So now you've moved on
She's
to a
gonna
different
think
race.
you
She's
treat that girl
non-black.
better than her.
That's,
She's
that's,
non-black.
that's just your preference.
Yeah,
though.
but that is somebody who I connected with
Yeah, that's
on
fine.
a personal level, regardless of the fact that she may not be black, has got nothing to do with it.
So if you and this lady now have a child, right? She's going to be mixed. Well, I don't know what she is, so she's going to be mixed. So yeah.
Some side.
Do you think that will give your daughter now a complex? She might come out with long, flowing hair, fair skin, maybe have more preference in different places.
That's the point.
Do you think it's going to affect your daughter
My
now
job-
who's black skinned with afro hair?
My job as a father is to overly affirm to my child her beauty. Is to overly affirm to my child that she's more than enough.
You can
Is
do
to
that at home,
overly-
but what about when she goes outside?
Yeah.
And you've
See,
got two different daughters,
the-
two different skin colours, two different
That is-
preferences,
that
and
is-
the world will
I-
take them
I-
two different ways.
Do you know
and
what?
You know that's fact.
And that is a
That's
plague
fact.
I have brought on myself. At one point in my life, I did say to myself that because I have a child who looks like this, if anything ever happened, I can't do X.
Yeah.
That's me limiting myself in life. Right? I have now reached the point where connection is more important to me than race.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's the
Connection,
most.
very important. Yeah.
That is the most important.
Okay,
I'm not finished. Oh, I
Can
didn't
you
even
finish?
finish.
Hurry up and
my
finish.
You know,
brother.
I feel like connection is more important to me than race. I reached a point in my life where I actually started to believe that, you know what, maybe I'm just not the lovey-dovey type of guy. Maybe that's just not my thing. Maybe that's just what some people do, and I'm not on it.
Terry.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So you think it doesn't
Yeah.
matter then for you?
So
It
no,
doesn't
no,
matter.
no,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
asking you.
But the reason
You've got a black daughter already.
the
What
reason-
happens now if you have a mix?
She's still black. All my kids, because I'm black, are gonna be black. They will be exposed to the same things, of course, and more that my daughter has been exposed
But I
to.
have to disagree
They're
with you,
going
man.
to.
There's
But
going
you
to
know
be
what?
discrimination.
No,
There
but
is
they
gonna
will be.
You know, I have
they
to
will
disagree.
be
They're
who
gonna
they
have
are.
totally different lives.
But
Yeah.
they are
They
gonna
may
be
have,
who
they may have,
are.
they may
This is
have
what
black
I'm saying.
in
Life
them.
experiences will
They may have black in them.
totally
But the thing
I
is,
mean,
the
this
opportunities.
Ashanti skin will make anything black.
Come
No,
on.
it's not.
No,
Do you know what?
no.
Can I
Let's
just
Chantal
say,
say. Let's
I'm
Chantal say.
tired of people
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
down skin
Yeah,
colour.
it's- this
Let
is
me
what-
tell you
this is the
something.
point I'm
yeah? Let me
making.
tell you something.
Go on.
Yeah.
You're too, if you have a child with a white lady and you have a mixed race girl,
It's
and
gonna
a
be
black girl,
confusing, you know?
It is but it's
a
a
different
totally
ballgame.
different.
Because my friend-
They are
One sec.
individuals.
But my friend.
They won't have the same life. Their lives will be totally.
This is what
different.
I'm
My friend
saying.
got
This
mixed
is
race
the thing.
daughter, and she's got
Lisa.
my friend got a mixed race daughter, and she's got a really dark skinned daughter, and she said it's very confusing. At one point, the really dark skin keep on saying, "Mommy, why is my sister lighter than me?
Okay.
Why is
Which are
why my
great-
black?"
so-
Yes,
so-
it's
And
confusing.
they
As a
were
result-
treated
As a
differently.
result of my lineage, my brother, my younger brother, who has got a longer beard and
Got longer beard.
and is lighter than me, had a completely different experience. I remember one very vividly about 10 years ago, where my other cousins, lighter skinned cousins, were in the house, and you know, all of us were flexing and all of that. And I'm older than this boy, I'm more muscular than this boy, like I'm fine. My cousins were saying, yeah, but your brother is more handsome, right? And at that point, I could have chosen that to be my identity, that the color of my skin has downplayed da-da-da-da. As much as I heard that, it did absolutely nothing for me in terms of downplaying my confidence or my identity. I've always still got girls, I've always still got money, I've always still, every time I feel like I have been able to get even more opportunities in life because I am darker skinned. Because when I'm in a room full of, you know, the industries that I'm in, when I'm in a room full of Caucasians, I stand out like a sore thumb, and I look like I'm the youngest. Everybody wants to know who is that guy. I have taken that to my advantage. We are individuals. Everybody has something.
I think that's confidence as well.
Yeah.
Everybody has something that if you choose to use it to your advantage, it will be advantageous for you.
Definitely.
If you choose to see anything as a disadvantage, that will be your experience. I wish I was.
But don't you
Alright,
think,
let's not stray from the point now.
even though you've
Right.
said connection over
Yeah.
love, don't you think you can still choose the area in which
of
you
course.
want to have your connection in?
True.
Because look, for example, I've
I
got a
don't give a fuck
friend.
anymore.
She dated loads of white guys, and then she
Right.
just came to this year and she was like, do you know what? I've thought about my future, my kids, and I want them to be full of melanin. I want them to be black. So that's where I'm
Why do you
focusing
think that
now.
happened?
But
She just
because
she
that's
made
so
that
important
conscious.
to her.
Like that.
It was
Wow.
important to her. She made that conscious decision. She will find a connection in her race.
No, but can I
now.
ask you
So,
something? Okay, what
yeah.
was the reason why where is she from?
She's Nigerian.
Okay, cool. So what was the reason why she dated all these
White
Caucasians?
guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Because
I
they
feel
were
like
there, innit?
I think
that
there's
was
something wrong with her though.
Maybe that was what was being attractive
There's
to
something wrong with her.
her.
There's
More,
something-
no, more than
Right.
black guys, she would get chatted up by white guys.
Yeah.
That just
And
that
that happens.
You see, I don't get chatted up by white guys
Okay.
ever.
But that Birmingham.
Because white guys like really dark skinned
Yeah,
girls.
I think I can count
You have
on
to be
my
really-
because she's in Birmingham.
Birmingham's a bit like-
Black man
I
in
do not
Birmingham,
get
yeah.
approached by white guys.
But what is
I
that?
don't.
Is that why you have somewhat discounted?
Oh, I
your-
love the brown skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You're unapologetic about it.
And I'm not gonna apologise. I love the brown skin, and I'm not giving up on my black men. I'm just not.
Not giving up.
Sorry, let's go back to
But
what
when
we
you say you're not
Yeah.
giving up, it sounds like
Go on, Lisa.
we're just fuck ups. Like you're not
No,
giving
no,
up.
no.
No,
I'm just not.
I said she's gonna
That's
stand
her
up for a
preference.
black
I'm
man.
just.
I
I will
remember-
stand up for my black men until they're die. I'm just
Yeah.
not.
Earlier you were saying that when guys like black guys like to go with white girls.
Yeah.
But the thing I want to know, a lot of black guys say white girls are easier than black
I
girls.
was
That's why they
saying
date
the
white
same
girls.
Yeah.
Is that? I just want to know. Is that true, guys?
I'm not
Don't
thinking.
ask
Is the
me.
white girls easy? I don't know.
I don't have
None of the
enough
guys say
experience.
that.
Alright, do you want me to speak?
Yeah, they say white girls
I'm
are
gonna get
easier than
shot.
black girls.
Speak.
That's
I'm
why
gonna
they
get
date white
killed.
You probably
girls
will
because
get shot.
they're
Let's speak
easier.
anyway.
Black
Fuck
girls
it.
are hard to
Speak
get.
anyway.
It's not that. You know, we spoke about it. Like you said,
We
you know,
didn't speak by it.
They said all the time.
Right, look at him.
I'm just
They say it
saying.
all the time, and I want to know.
Alright, cool. This is like obviously I speak to a few guys and you know how it is in real life. Okay, I'll give you a funny story. I was in Asda and there was these two black guys and they were literally in an aisle. I can't remember what they were shopping for. It doesn't even fucking matter. Anyway, they were shopping and then one of them got his phone out. I was like, yeah, man. He was talking. He's like, yeah, look at my one. And I was like, what are they talking about? So obviously I've gone round.
Nosy.
And they're showing, because I'm mad nosy, they were showing white girls, like, yeah, my girl's white as well. And you know what it is, yeah? It's just fucking easy. Yeah?
Hey, that's what he said.
Come on, yeah, this one goes, yeah, my one, because they're talking about my one.
And then black guys.
Yeah, black guys. Yeah, my one, she says, easier, come on, no fucking stress. This one wants to fucking go out all the time, and this is how they're talking with the Cockney accent and everything. And I stood there and I thought to myself, that is how a lot of black men think. Black men think, because I'll be honest with you, the mindset that we have is that, because you know, black women are strong, black women are beautiful.
If you're not serious, leave them alone.
No, hold on.
I just
No,
think that's
Michael, because I don't want it to be a thing where, look, I'm not taking an attack on black women, and I don't want to also polish off areas that need to be looked at. Do you understand? What I'm trying to say is that people have this perception for a reason.
Right.
Whether it be media, whether it be from hearsay, there's a reason. Not everybody can say, look, if everybody says this particular person is a liar, whether they're a liar or not, there must be a reason why they're saying this person is a liar. So we have to look into that reason. Do you understand? Now, for me personally speaking, for black girls to be looked at in a certain ways, because they may be portraying, they may not be like that, but they may be portraying a certain characteristic or an attitude that generalizes for the mass. All it takes is a white woman to be walking down the road, yeah, and a black girl or a black guy runs past and takes her bag, and that woman could be from, I don't know, fucking Beverly Hills, surrounded by loads of white people, and never has had an experience with a black person before. And all she has to do is say, oh my God, I was robbed by a black person, they're all fucking bad.
Sure.
Do you understand? Now, with black girls, it's not that they're, I wouldn't say they're rude, I would just think their tolerance is low.
Is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, but what I'm saying is, in relationship,
I very much.
we're gonna disagree. Fair enough. I don't give a shit, but we'll disagree.
You know what?
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. We're gonna disagree.
I actually think
We're gonna disagree, but let me land. No, let me land first, innit? And I'll let you land. It's just the reality. Look, black women are stronger, strong or whatever. They're perceived in a certain way, but it also comes with a negative output as well. Do you understand? And that is as simple as that. If you're gonna say, oh, you want to be seen as a strong black woman, when that comes with that, notion there, that also comes with a negative one. If they're coming off with that, listen, they are strong, but it also comes with a certain notion as well.
But we're talking in relationships.
In relationships, black girls tend to be quite pushy. They tend to be quite pushy. They tend to be quite vocal, very disrespectful.
Yes, some of the audience, black girls.
I don't care. I'm talking. Listen, we've all experienced it.
I know you.
Let Lisa say something.
I'm not trying to.
By the way.
You know what? When someone's pissed, listen. When someone's pissed, it's because they're triggered.
Yeah, they're triggered by this notion.
No, exactly. You can be triggered by a notion, but listen, everybody say your
This nonsense.
What I'm trying to say, but at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own actions. What I do to you shouldn't be reflecting what you do back to me.
Bullshit.
No, every action is a reaction.
I agree, but that's not the way it is.
You agree? You can't agree. You can't halfway agree.
So
you can't halfway agree.
If you're
you can't halfway agree. Either you agree, you don't agree.
If you're out here cheating on your black woman, and she leaves your ass, what? She's intolerant now.
No. We're not talking about leaving her ass, because that's a simple. That's not realistic. What's she gonna do?
Well, she ain't gonna just walk away. She'll probably try to slap you a couple times.
Okay, so why does it need to be like that? Why does it need to be like that?
You deserve it.
Why does it need to be violent?
Listen.
Why does it need to be violent?
Guys as well.
Why does it need to be violent? Michael, explain.
I'll let Chantel.
No, why does it need to be violent?
No, it's okay.
Michael, why does it need to be violent? Why does it need to be violent?
If anybody gets turned up,
why does she have to touch you?
It's an individual thing, though. It's an individual thing.
It's an individual thing. I get that. But if you disrespect somebody, if you disrespect somebody and they react in reaction, look, I've been there in a situation where. When I look back, I did some shit. I did some shit. I probably deserve some of that hostility.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Whilst I was unwilling to engage it, I can sit down and own my part in that situation. We're not talking about our part though. But you can't.
We're talking about the reaction.
Let me finish. I can't preclude this person to be a certain way when I have triggered insecurities, when I have dug up shit that she is still hurting about, when the media is saying certain things about her and I have just gone on and confirmed some of those things.
Okay.
How can I expect you not to be angry? How can I expect you not to be triggered? I think if it's a preference thing, then I like this because I like it. I think that's a completely different thing than saying I like this because X is aggressive.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying?
What I'm trying to say, listen, look, I understand you're pissed, yeah? Cool. But listen,
she didn't say that. I'm the one who said
okay, cool.
He said that.
Okay, I understand you're very like.
She's meditated.
Yeah, but what you have to understand is, because I may trigger something, like someone over there said, I triggered you. You're still responsible for how you are portrayed.
When are you going to take responsibility for you?
I've taken responsibility, but we're not talking about me. We're asking about the other half. It takes two to make a situation. Do you understand? I may do certain things. No, it's how you do.
Okay. So everybody thinks you're a dickhead.
But my exchange
everybody. No. I'm not saying they do. One second. Let me just say this. I'm not saying they do. I'm just assuming.
Wow.
I'm just assuming if everybody thinks you're a dickhead because you go gym and I'm buffing it. So I'm a dickhead, right? I like
But what does that have to do with
top.
dickhead?
Right? No. The point I'm making is so if this is listen.
That's where they get it from. Ignorant people like this.
That's an inferior complex.
Listen,
You know when someone talks about
I'm
gym
giving,
inferior complex.
I mean, bro, I go to gym 2 minutes.
No, but it's you know what
I just don't take steroids. But listen,
All right.
the point I'm making is this.
Quickly.
So people may have this perception about you being a certain type.
Perception.
A perception.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Perception.
I'm responsible. I'm responsible.
No,
for
you're
how
not
that's portrayed.
responsible for other people's perceptions. But I will say this, and then somebody's walking, accidentally budges you. You are having a bad day. You switch.
I'm still in control on what I do next.
Listen, right. So, but you switch. And you're like, yo, what the fuck? You push him back.
Then I've lived up to the notion.
There you go. But you were having a bad day. That doesn't necessarily mean that you were
fucking
looking
matter.
bad.
We live in a world.
Back to my
we live in a
topic.
world.
Back
Hold
to
on.
the topic.
Yeah,
Back
back
to the topic.
Let me just answer back at Michael, yeah?
Yeah, very
we live in a
quickly,
world where no one gives a fuck. That's it.
People
Whatever
do give a
I
fuck.
do, listen, if you now slap a woman, yeah? Or whatever, not saying that's gonna happen, yeah?
Never.
Never's gonna happen. If you now slap a woman, yeah?
How do we go from dating women?
No, but I just want to.
Alright.
Let me just make a point. Let me just make a point.
Okay,
I
go
want
on.
to conclude quickly in a
Wait,
minute. So go.
it's a simple thing, innit? Look, just because I do something to you, yeah? The way you handle it and the way you deal with it afterwards is entirely up to you.
Correct.
But just bear in mind, you're gonna either live up to the expectations of the negative or you're gonna do something completely different. That's entirely up to you. And in most cases, in this situation that we're talking about, it's not always met in the other way. They always go to the expectations.
Always.
Therefore, they don't help themselves.
Bro.
Okay, to conclude and surmise,
What is the
I'm going to go around quickly and I'm going to ask you,
I said what I said, I own it.
Mark, if you
You
could,
said it with chest.
I said it.
everybody here says they date within their race except from Michael.
No.
Your preference?
No, my preference is women.
It's just women. Okay,
I
fine.
love women.
Mark,
Yeah.
if you could date any race away from your own,
I wouldn't
and you
date
pick,
away. I wouldn't date away.
you just wouldn't.
No, because there's too much of a separation
And why?
in terms of culture and tradition.
Okay, that's great. Lisa, same for you. If you could date outside your race, who would you choose? What culture and why? Or you're gonna stick
She
like
just want
Mark?
that
You
jerk
can stick.
chicken, you know?
You can stick.
She want that hard food.
Go on, Lisa. You can stick if you want.
I prefer not to say.
You prefer not to
No,
say.
you have to
That's
say.
what I'm saying.
Alright.
You have to say. You have to say.
You know.
All right, we'll come back to you, Chantel.
Yeah, what he said.
You're staying.
She's
Jerk chicken. What
that's
is
it.
that
she like that
talking
hard
about?
food, innit?
No.
Michael.
I'm basically fed up of Jamaican man anyways.
Yes,
Yeah,
those Jamaicans.
Get you an African man.
Michael.
I love women. That's where I'm at. I love women. I'm not really. Like I said, connection is more important to me than race. And so if I make a connection, and remember, connection covers everything. It covers we may have, just because you have cultural differences or cultural nuances with somebody doesn't mean you can't relate. Do you understand? So I love women. I will be with whoever I connect with on that level that I'm looking for.
I think if I had to choose one, I'd most probably pick Latino.
What?
A Latino man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just feel like they're nice and seasoned, you know?
Nice and
You know?